You're still tuning to Ekse channel 263 and we'll be with you till 5. Again, as Pelo, we bring you nothing but the best. And today on our yellow couches, we are joined by Today for Tomorrow. Good day to you all.
Today.
Good day today.
Good day to you too.
Thank you for having, thank you for being with us today. Let me hop into the first question. Tell us about the inspiration, where it all came about, why the name Today for Tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I think the whole genesis of the organization was based on a gap that I then had previously spotted. So I had spotted a gap between university student and high school learners. So the gap was based on the fact that there is a lot that we as university students can actually do to help our younger brothers in high schools, particularly those who are in disadvantaged areas. So it's through noticing that before we even blame anyone, before we even blame the government, what can we potentially do to just instill change in our surrounding communities? And then I also, gathered a group of people who were like-minded, who also carried the same vision. And together, we managed to grow an organization to this level.
And when did you guys actually start the organization?
The organization was registered in December 2016.
Okay,
We
so it's
started
recent.
operating 2017,
Okay.
2018, and then this year as well.
What is the organization about?
Great question. Today for Tomorrow, there's tutoring, mentorship, as well as career guidance. We, towards the end of last year now, introduced the fourth leg, which is social wellness. Actually, the introduction of that
I like
leg,
that.
I was gonna.
I like that.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about it because the genesis of it is actually very much interesting. So for the past 2 years, we've been focused on these three legs, tutoring, mentorship, career guidance. So what we do, we transport university students to the high schools every Saturday, and then we allow them to actually tutor and mentor these young souls for about 3 hours. And then we also provide nutrition, and then we've got various campaigns that we run throughout the year, such as we ensure that by the end of the year, we've run the current campaign that we are running now, which is the calculator campaign, where we raise brand new scientific calculators for them because they don't have them. We also have various, like last year when we kicked off the fourth leg, they did a pad drive where they raised sanitary towels and many other toiletries for the learners. So we do more than just tutoring. We also do career guidance where we take them to certain companies, we take them to the university so that they have a different sense, of where they want to be as well in life.
And then with this includes sort of like the application process into university and then grooming them for that
Perfect.
kind of space.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
that's
And
wonderful.
that's under the career guidance.
Yeah.
Under the career guidance. So
Okay.
each leg has their own facilitator, each leg has its own team. So it's a whole organization which is
I wish I had that back in the day, like somebody
Meet
take my
up,
hand and like, let's just go with,
The memo is here.
On that, actually, I really want to go more in depth about the social aspect of your guys' campaign, of your guys' organization rather, because a lot of organizations forget about the social aspect of the pupil. What does that entail for you guys, and what exactly is that?
I think for us, it was looking more into like what issues do you sort of face as a student
Yes.
in high school,
Yes.
and taking into consideration that they're coming from disadvantaged communities. So what kind of issues are they going to go home? What stops them from doing their homework at school? What stops you? What kind of issues are you facing at home? So we have students that are social workers, and also we work with other people as well outside the university who come in and help us with the students to kind of help them on a more social aspect. Like what sort of things do you want to do? What will bring you closer to your dreams? What's stopping you right now? What is causing you a little bit of anxiety coming towards your academics? Because especially now we have the matrics who are included, and they have like a lot of anxiety coming with.
Yeah.
It's almost like that time of the year. So it's kind of reassuring them and sort of being like there for them in a sense of the total aspect that comes together with the academics.
And then, I'm sorry to disturb you, I just want to know, what are some of the ways that you actually sort of help them deal with these issues? Because I understand what you just said now, from high school, especially going into varsity, it's that time where people are very stressed about their marks and there's pressure and they're getting anxiety.
They don't know what to do.
Yes, they don't know who to speak to and stuff like
You
that.
know?
So what are some of the practical things that you guys do for them in sort of helping them to deal with it?
I think the most important thing is that what we do, we are not afraid of seeking help.
Okay.
So understanding that we ourselves are also students.
Yeah.
So like last year, for example, we'd host sessions where we bring in a professional social worker, to deal with them on a one-to-one basis. And then we'd allocate them to mentors as well. So to hear about Lonwabo, who's come from tough situations, you know, which is similar perhaps from what you are going through as well. You know, I mentor you, I guide you throughout in terms of your marks and everything. And just to add on that, we even go a step further to say, hey, we also look at, you know, what's affecting you apart from what we're just doing.
Yeah.
So we go and say, is this environment actually conducive for you? Like now in June, we'll be doing a paint drive where we go paint the
That's so cool.
classrooms that we actually work in. You
I
know?
want to come with
I want to
you.
come.
Yes, you counted it. You counted it, definitely.
Wow.
Definitely
So,
counted.
speaking about maths and accounting, and I know that's one of the major big subjects in schooling and subjects that students take on to fulfill their career. Why is the calculator campaign so important to give calculators to these students? Why is that the aim?
It's important because it's like, as much as we all have our basic needs, a calculator is an academic basic need. Like, you cannot move forward if you're trying to do your maths and your accounting without a scientific calculator.
Yeah.
So there's no way you're expecting someone to have a scientific calculator, but like at home we're struggling, and then I need to have like 180 rand for a scientific calculator for
Doesn't make
cancer.
sense.
It doesn't make sense. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as much as the government like supplies you with textbooks and stuff, but then I need to calculate Pythagoras.
Yeah.
And I need to calculate this trig.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to do this without a calculator? And then there's other issues like, what if it gets stolen? What if I
Yes.
misplace it?
Or the battery dies.
The battery
The
dies.
battery dies.
Ooh, the battery
So
dies.
it's all of those things that we had the
Yeah.
privilege to experience, and I could say, okay, mom, can you get me something? Or my friend has a spare one. But what happens in situations where they don't have that? So that's why the calculator campaign is so important, because we're giving back to basically their basic need, which is that calculator that
I
they
wish
so
you were with
desperately
me
need.
on school because
In
I needed
matric.
this on school. Yes.
And you know, I'm actually so happy about this because it also eliminates that whole thing, or that whole stigma that, oh, they have, but I don't
But
have.
I don't.
Yes.
And whereas that scientific calculator, they're going to need it until the end
Afterwards.
of the year. You know?
Exactly, yeah.
And if you go into that specific subject, but like in universities, you're gonna have to take the calculator with
you.
Still.
Now, after matric, you said you guys helped them to transition into university. Are there specific requirements for them to transition into university? Are there specific what you call prerequisites and courses? That's what
That
I'm
they
looking
need to
for.
do, yeah.
Yes, that they need to do or they need to take in order for them to be supported by you guys. So maybe, you know, since you guys are
Accounting,
doing
maths, and they probably need to do
BCom
like a BA or a
accounting.
B.
Maybe
What
you
are
guys
these
support
degrees?
students who do the commerce degrees.
Yeah.
I think actually that's what we touched on when we formed the organization.
Okay.
Initially, we were meant to just help with mathematics, right?
Okay.
So we knew from our founding document that, okay, as time goes on, we'll touch on science and so on and so on. As we are sitting at this point, we do more than just commerce subjects. We
Okay.
do science. We do.
Well,
So one of the
Lovely.
reasons why we take them to universities as well is to ensure that by the time they get to grade 12, they understand that in order to be successful, I
Yes.
don't need to just do law or
Yes.
accounting or just
Yes.
be a doctor.
Yes.
There's many other streams that might interest me, that might also, you know, allow me to live a well of life. So we try to educate them as much as possible
so
that
cool.
they're not confined to one area of
This can
life.
be a question for the both of you. Tell me, is there like disadvantages or advantages towards the campaign right at this moment? Can you speak about them?
I'd say the disadvantage that we have, okay, the advantage that we have is being here, number one. So we're grateful for that, and and social media platforms and all
Yeah.
of that. And with our trendy hashtag, which is 1,000,001 rands, that's also like the prominent advantage that we have. But I think one disadvantage is obviously just still getting the word out there to
Yes.
people and funding, because the people that we need to speak to obviously is like your companies and all those other people who have the money and can give back. Because I mean, it's just calculators, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just calculators,
But
but
it's
it's
so serious,
important.
yes.
So important, yes.
And so like maybe because it's just 1 rand that we're asking from like your students and everyone else, but people who can chip in the more money to help maybe get like 10,000
million,
calculators,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. So why not do that and help us out and help us get that funding to be able to get those calculators?
Speaking about that campaign, what is hashtag 1 million rand, 1 rand,
Real
1
fast.
million,
1 rand.
Real quick.
Real quick.
So the campaign is based on this. So previously we collected physical calculators, so you'd have to buy a calculator in order to donate.
Yes.
Now we're doing totally differently to allow even a layman or even a person who might not have a whole 250 to help out. So what we do, we are collecting 1 million rands from 1 million citizens to enable us to raise 1 million, so that 1 million we can actually use to buy more than 4,000 calculators to change lives.
That is so
Okay,
awesome, guys.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Before we let you go quickly, where can people find you so they can get more information on this?
Definitely.
Perfect. So our website is www.today, the number 4, tomorrow.org.za. So when you get there, there's actually a donate button that you can click,
Okay.
which tells you everything about
All of the
organization.
information is on
That's
the
awesome.
website.
That is so
Thank you
awesome.
so yes.
And we hope we'll get your 1 rand for the campaign.
I'm here when we're going to go pay the
Yes,
schools.
I have two inside there. I have two there.
Thank
inside.
you so much for joining us, guys.
How can people actually volunteer? As
They'll
well?
find out.
Website.
On our, they'll find out. They'll
The
find out on the
website.
website. They'll
Okay,
find out on the
cool.
website.
All
Right
that
about
and
now,
more.
though. All that and more when you come back. Right about now, though. It's time for a musical. Careful Sitinga O Breather. It's a music video from Utapsi. Let's go see what you say.
Finally.